the studio. As you know, we travel the world over, bringing you the best of the best of the best of the best of the best, and today is no different. We are in studio bringing to you information and inspiration so that your tomorrow will be better than your today. Joining us in the studio is
Quasi Lotus.
And explain to our people who Quasi Lotus is and what does Quasi Lotus do.
Quasi Lotus, I'm 30 years old, father of two, college graduate, UNC Charlotte, graduated in software, but through some personal development, I realized that my passion and my mission in life was actually to coach, life coach. A lot of people have coaches in athletics, but people in life, they don't really, when they struggle through life, they don't really have anybody helping them set a foundation or a plan, so I try to be that.
What makes you qualified to be that life coach, to guide and nurture people through life?
Honestly, I think it was just personal development. Some of the things I went through, that's what I'm kind of going and teaching now. Been doing it in a personal group of friends, looking to expand my platform. But honestly, preparation, I feel like is really a personal thing. Like when you feel like you're ready, or when you feel like you have the qualification to put it out. Again, I went to school for software development, but what I've learned in life wouldn't even touch my degree.
Well, when you talk about what you've learned in life, is the information you sharing stuff that you've experienced and been through, or stuff that you had heard through somebody else that you're sharing from their perspective?
Well, what I like to do is I like to kind of combine my personal experience with what I research as well. So what I've been through, I kind of had an understanding of what I was going through, but the more I researched it, I really saw that more people were going through what I had gone through. I just had not known what I was going through. And then I came to realize a lot of times in the Black community, that's usually what happens. You know, we're going through things, but we don't really know what we're going through. So when we finally figure out what we're going through, we can actually start healing instead of just continuing to destroy ourselves.
So was there a drastic change from you doing software to this, like as far as a lifestyle change?
Lifestyle change, yes, but in theory, not really. In software development, it's really about diving into code, like diving deep into software and seeing what the issue is, and it's really no different than coaching. When you're talking to somebody, you kind of trying to bring out what the real issue is so that we can actually talk about it and fix it. You know, until you know the issue, you really can't fix it. So like I said, in theory, it was kind of similar, but the lifestyle was definitely different. You know, sitting behind a desk all day, talking to a computer pretty much, versus talking to an actually live being, you know, it's a lot different.
Is there a target group for this? Is there like you just do young men? Is there women, kids? What?
So personally, I do transition life coaching. As far as Stay Creative Group, that's going to be a bunch of different coaches. So I have business coaches, fitness coaches, health coaches, different things like that. So they're all different. They'll all deal with different types of life. But as far as my target group, I really want to deal with high school students.
Smart.
The reason why, like I said, the transition of seniors going to college and, you know, middle schoolers coming into high school, I feel like it's a big difference for those two. And I feel like they don't really get, I'm not going to say they don't really get the coaching or the transition coaching or preparation for those two things, but I know myself, I didn't really get a lot of that moving forward. So, you know, plus at the same time, and this is kind of my personal experience, my whole life I kind of really moved from place to place. We weren't military family, but my mom just moved house to house. So I was really only in place for 2 to 3 years at a time. Never really finished high school in, you know, one place. Don't really have any childhood friends. So it was like I had to personally continue to figure out how to fit in wherever I was. And I know that can be very difficult for people. So like I said, my target audience would probably be kids in high school. I think my message really talks to them, and I think they understand it more. I've talked to some elementary kids, but they're more excited about just seeing somebody new and having fun. They just ready to enjoy life, you know. So I think high school is probably where I'm going to start at.
That's what's up.
So what happens in those teenage years where a person grows up thinking they can become the president of the United States, and they're going to be this and they're going to be that, and the world is my oyster, and I'm going to be a boss, and I'm going to have the world, and then they hit high school and life becomes bleak, and they have bouts with drug abuse and alcoholism and relationship issues and problems. What happens that causes somebody to be excited about life to no longer become excited about life?
One thing I can speak about from personal experience is me personally not having the ability to start shaping my identity young. Once you get into your teenage years and you're around all of that influence, you're around a bunch of different kids, you're around a bunch of different TV shows. You can drive now, so you can kind of do your own thing. You're introduced to a lot of different influences. So even if you have a passion when you're young, if you're not shaping that identity, you're gonna fall into whatever is in your environment. And most black environments aren't really too positive for us. You know, we kind of know what we're looking for. Like you said, drug abuse, alcohol, violence, addiction, things like that. Those usually come from our neighborhood. So of course that's gonna shape our identity. But if we can have more role models or more coaches to help kids try to figure out what they want to do and start cultivating those things in high school or those ages when they start figuring out what they want to do, I think we can start drastically changing that.
But how do you change somebody's mindset who's growing up in an environment of negativity, an environment of drug abuse and alcoholism and domestic violence and things of that nature, because they're in that environment the majority of the time, and now here someone like you comes along saying you can do it and you can break away from it and you can be something better than your environment, but everything that they know speaks to that negativity?
For me, it kind of goes back to that when you in the hood, you know, you either dribble basketball or you make songs, you know, and that's how you get out. But a lot of times people don't.
The hibbity.
Right.
Don't stop.
Exactly. But like I said, you know, a lot of people have gifts and they have talents. I see you got gifts on the wall. A lot of people have gifts and talents that they haven't even tapped into because no one has ever challenged them to try something different. You know, so when you hear, like I said, when you hear athletics is the way to get out or rap is the way to get out, as soon as you get an opportunity to get in school athletics, this is my way out, this is my identity, this is what I am. And that's honestly the route that I took. So for about 13 years, I was chasing something in athletics that had nothing to do with my life. And now I care nothing about athletics, but I was doing that because that was the identity that was around me, because I had nobody else cultivating that. So like I said, I think with the kids is fine. Is trying to listen to them, trying to see what they actually like beyond what they just see on TV, trying to introduce them to some things. My mom always, every year we would travel to a different state. Even seeing a different town for somebody might just change their mindset. So things like that, I think, you know, introducing the kids into new things, introducing them into new mindsets, having them try new things, just listening to them. I think we can have a better conversation that way instead of trying to be dominant and pushing our kids out into that influence.
And even to the kids, like I didn't grow up in the hood. I grew up high middle class in suburbia, but I did have things that were going on in the home. And I've always been the person that changes their hair. I've always, since I was 12 years old, did my hair every week. Like that's in my yearbook. Remember when Jerica had a new weave every week? So I was trying to tell my parents, like, I want to go to school. Like I went to private school my whole entire life, either Christian or Catholic school. So when I got to high school, I was like, I want to go to this trade school because while I'm in high school, then I can get my cosmetology license. So when I go to college, then I can have a job on the side. My parents were not trying to hear that. They were just like, you need this degree and you need to be... I wanted to be an ophthalmologist, but I knew that wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. I knew that being an eye surgeon, I couldn't imagine not being able to see. Like there's so many beautiful things.
But you can't see.
Look now.
What? I'm just saying.
My
We've had that
contacts
conversation.
help me, but when you're born, the Lord gives you vision. The Lord blesses you. It's vision, okay? So I can.
She can't see
I can imagine. I wanted to make. Look, I wanted to make
on somebody else's eye.
I wanted
you can't
to make
even
a
take it out your own eye
contacts,
first.
okay?
Fix your own eye.
That's dope.
I had a dream. I wanted to make a drop where, you know, you can change the color. It has the medicine in it because contacts, they can tear your cornea. You know, a lot of things can happen with contacts, you know. I look cute with my contacts, but I'm scared of them.
Who said you look cute with your contacts?
Look, a lot of people say I'm cute with my contacts. Don't do me.
Okay.
But
you know,
I
people
just
be looking in the mirror thinking they're cute, and then they go out.
You know what?
Hey, but that's all that matters though. As long as you see yourself as beautiful when you leave your house or whatever and go out into the world, because that's what a lot of the kids deal with identity.
Yeah.
You know, when you turn on TV, what do you see? Somebody's telling you what beauty is. Somebody's telling you what cool is. And when you want to be yourself, if it's not fitting that, the people who have accepted that, which is most of the world, they're not gonna feel you. So if she's not walking out the house beautiful,
and then you get bullied.
You better walk out the house beautiful.
But you get bullied in the process because you think you look cute, and you know you're not cute, and now you get bullied because you ain't cute.
9 times out of
Stay in your lane. If you're ugly, be ugly. It's okay to be ugly.
But see, this is
Be
where
secure in your ugliness.
Everybody is ugly to somebody. Okay?
Exactly. So be secure in that.
It's somebody that
It's
might,
the ugly person that think they cute. They the one that you gonna get beat up.
See?
You ugly and you think you cute. You gonna get beat down. I'm telling
this
you.
is why high school
I'm trying
kids
to help you.
do not chase their dreams because people tell them that they ugly and stuff like that. Okay, which goes back to what I was trying to say.
Go back to American Idol.
You know,
People grow up. I can sing. Oh, my baby can sing. Oh, you the best singer in the world. You
This
sing
is true.
But then you go on American Idol. You embarrass yourself in front of a nation, and everybody's booing you.
but look.
Somebody should have told you when you were young.
But not everybody is booing you. It may be the majority, but there's still some people out there that thought you was dope.
Well, if the majority is
appreciate the people
the
that thought you
majority,
was dope.
the majority is booing you.
And this is why people
There's
go
something
through.
to that.
That's exactly why I didn't go to school. I did do some college, but I did not focus on being an ophthalmologist because yes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
And you can't see.
You know what?
But live
But
your
I
dream,
just-
girl. Live your dream.
but I just knew.
Operate on all the eyes that you want to. In fact, when you leave out of here today, find you an eye that you can cut up.
I sure
I
will.
believe in you.
Thank you. That's all they want to hear in high school because you know.
Then they end up butchering.
They don't know.
somebody's
They got all of these dreams, and then they'll go home and they got parents that tell them that they dumb or they stupid or they're not gonna be
Right.
able to achieve this and that. They got friends that tell them they ain't worth this and they ain't worth that. They got friends that will influence them because they do want to go do something positive, and they got the friends who be like, "Come on, let's go smoke this weed or let's go drink
You'd be
this drink."
surprised. You'd be surprised at how many people will forfeit opportunity because of fear. And it's 9 times
That's
out of
true.
10 it's because of the people around them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Be honest with
Because
you.
once you hear it so much, you start believing it, and then
I'm
you
glad-
start doubting yourself. Like, am I really dumb? Am I really this stupid? I ain't gonna do this, and I'm not gonna be able to do that because my mama said, or my daddy said, or my teacher said. So
Spell cat.
you know what?
You misspelled that.
He is trying me
No, I'm
today.
just saying, if you can't spell cat, and the question is, are you dumb? Embrace your dumbness. That's all I'm saying. Not everybody can spell cat. I understand that. I love you just the way you are. Just reading, writing just may not be your thing. That's all. You know, an author is not in your future. You know, maybe you can draw something, stick figures, something.
And then people
You
like
know,
him come along, so they
stay
can
in your lane.
They can talk to him about the people like you.
We gonna find him a lane.
But find your lane. That's all I'm saying.
He could be the-
Find your lane, stay in your lane, master your lane, be the
Exactly.
best in your lane.
And
Because
there's-
not everybody can be president.
stay in your lane. There's
You
no
know.
traffic.
There's some people that need to pick gum off of the bottom of the desk and chew it. That may be your lane.
You know
Be the
what?
best gum desk chewer
Gum
that
desk
the
chewer.
world has ever seen. That's what you just need to be.
Okay.
You know, there may be some money in that
I'm gonna look
somewhere.
that position up when I leave.
It's probably online somewhere.
Somebody
Job
probably hire for that for real. But no, I'm glad you told that story though, because that's kind of like a part of my testament too. When I was younger, my mom always said, you know, get a good job that pays. She told me to be a doctor, a surgeon. You know, I started watching the Health Channel, and I don't like that. You know what I'm
fell out
saying?
'cause of the
Right. I was
blood.
like, that's not for me. You know what I'm saying? But still, in the back of my mind, even throughout life, I was like, you know, still get a good job. You know, I went to college. I did software, and I was in that field for about 8-9 years. I still kind of am, but it's, you know, it's not pleasing to me.
Fulfilling.
It's not
Right.
fulfilling at all, you know. And it's like I said at the end of the day, even talking to my mom now, she's like, how are the interviews going? Are you getting a job back? And I'm like, I'm building something that's way more important, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can touch so many more lives with this, but
That
I can
part.
do with software. And it's like, and it's nothing wrong with it, you know what I'm saying? But my mom's idea of my life is her idea of my life. It's not my own identity.
Yes.
But if I continue to take on that identity, I'm gonna live her life for me, not my life for me. So like you said, whatever it is you do, stay in your lane, do it 100% the best you can, because otherwise you're gonna live somebody else's life.
And that's what happens to a lot of people in, like, with the high school. Their parents tell them that you need to go to school, you need to go do this, you need to have this good job. And then they grow up miserable. Miserable. Because they going to work every day mad at what they doing. But it pays the bills, but they hate their job. Like,
Nowadays it's so...
We're going to come back from break and talk about significance over prosperity.
yes.
And whether or not it has value in today's society. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media, the voice of the community.
So y'all do breaks too?
Mm-hmm.
That was a good build, though.
Was that good for you?
Yeah, it was perfect. It was perfect. I didn't know what to expect coming in, so but that worked.
Neither did I.
Hey, I'm pretty good this time.